forgive me for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack making backflip. Telly Hank did with the action. With the Vato speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews, how I vanish. Poof. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May. Just caught a touchdown from the Bay.
Recipes of speaking knocker. Got your bitch all on my rock.
Bumpin' speaker knockers, Rico story when I see the covers.
Playing speaker knocker on my lonely. She my little favorite, that's my homie.
Speaking knockers, nigga. Elbow guarantee, shoot a shot, shit. Talk to him again, bro.
It's time to turn up, man. There ain't no more games, man. Turn up time, speaker knockers.
I had to make a couple bands by my lonely. I had to make a couple bands by my lonely. I had to make a couple bands by my lonely. I had to make a couple bands by my lonely. Fuck nigga, I don't wanna be a homie. Ha ha ha, all I wanna do is count commas. I had to make a couple bands for the commas.
So I was talking to him and telling him what he needed to do or whatever. And so he was like, well, I'll talk to you later, Mom, because I'm going to take Dad and, you know, my brother to dinner because we were separated. So he said he was going to take his father and brother to dinner for his father's birthday. So I said, okay. And then after that, I didn't speak to him anymore, but he took his dad to dinner and brother to dinner, and he dropped them off and he told his father, I'll be back. And it was, I think it was like 11 something or something. And he never came back. And so he called me I think his dad called me that morning and he asked me, did I hear from Derek? So I said, no. He said, because he left something here or something like that. It's so long ago. But he said he left something here and he said he was coming back, but he never came back. And so I got worried because I know that he's not going to say he's going to come back and don't, you know, and what he left behind I think was very important. So then he had a meeting that morning and he didn't show up for that either. And so I said something isn't right because he had studio time and a meeting, and then he left whatever it was at his dad's house. Something is not right.
I made that beat, in case y'all ain't know that.
Regardless of how it may seem, in the rap game, not all legends die in gunfire. Some vanish in silence, leaving behind blueprints others would spend decades trying to follow. He didn't have any cosigns, and he wasn't a chart-topping superstar. But by 19, he had already shaped the future of melodic trap music. His name was Derek Speaker Knockerz McAllister, and what he built from a quiet corner in Columbia, South Carolina, would become the sound of a generation. No label, no machine, just beats, hooks, and what seemed like a gift for turning heartbreak into anthems. But by the time it seemed like the world would notice it, it was already too late. His death in 2014 was sudden, strange, and still unanswered. But his style, not only would it survive, it would spread from people like NBA Youngboy to Rod Wave, artists like Little TJ, A Boogie with the Hoodie, the late Juice WRLD, and XXX, even platinum artists like Polo G, Lil Durk, and Kodak Black in my eyes. Each borrowed from a man that they never met. Even today, if you listen close, you can still hear him in the flows, in the melodies, in the pain behind the bars. At the young age of 19, Speaker Knockerz would not only change the game, he would leave behind a style so infectious, even death couldn't silence it. And what his legacy would leave after he was gone, let's just say his echo is louder than ever.
Started out with nothing, I was hungry. Now I got a couple niggas, bitches on me.
First I started off with a 14. Then I worked my way up to a whole team.
I had to make a couple bands by my lonely. Fuck nigga, I don't wanna be your homie.
You mad or not?
Not a lot of new and upcoming artists really like talk about Speaker Knockerz.
I don't know how, cause he made like this whole sound. Like he made this whole like auto-tune trap type shit, singing type shit. Like that all came from him.
It's crazy, man. If he was alive today, he'd be so big. His influence is insane, man.
That shit is insane. He don't get enough credit for that shit. That shit is crazy. Like that's the only time when Speaker Knockerz was going up, bro. That's the only time where you could hear some shit like that. He was the only person type shit. So it's like
fans argue that rappers like A Boogie and Nav have drawn on SK's vibe.
It's crazy because when I came out, that's who I was listening to too. So that's why I was saying like it's all a cycle.
Right.
You listening to Speaker Knockerz?
Yeah, facts. Even if he was out right now, like it would have been like the same thing.
Oh my God, he'd have been huge. God bless the dead.
Or it would have been the same thing.
You think it's a compliment when people do that?
Of course, because the boy real. Feel me? What can I say?
How did you? You had to be dumb young when Speaker Knockerz.
I was like 16.
Yeah.
I was like 16 years old. We tried that auto-tune thing. We was in there.
It was the auto-tune, the melody.
Speaker Knockerz started producing when he was about 13, drawing inspiration from one of his favorite rappers, Soulja Boy.
Because Soulja Boy, he was hot at the time.
At that time?
Like, everybody looked up to him. I was just wondering how he made beats or whatever.
One of the most passionate debates in sports is whether legends of the past would still be effective in today's game, or if elite players of today could thrive in the rugged eras of old. All you have to do is look at the numbers to tell how much the game has shifted. Larry Bird would finish his career with 649 three-pointers at a time when the three-point shot was kind of still a novelty. And that total would make him one of, if not the most feared three-point shooter of that generation. But today, a player like Draymond Green, known more for defense and playmaking than outside shooting, has already passed that mark with 742 career three-pointers. So, does that make Draymond Green better than Larry Bird? The question answers itself, but it really isn't about who's better. It's about how eras, rules, and styles of play redefine greatness. Could Michael Jordan dominate with today's pace and spacing? Would LeBron James still be unstoppable under the physicality of the 1990s? How would players like John Stockton's precision passing or Karl Malone's post dominance adapt to today's floor spacing? Or would modern all-stars even like Anthony Davis thrive just as easily in the paint-heavy battles of the past? Hip-hop in 2012 and 2013 was experiencing a similar version of that debate. The old come up, mixtape circuits, mixtape and radio DJs, street DVDs, started to give way to a digital era where platforms like YouTube and SoundCloud and social media would decide who would rise. Chief Keef and the Chicago drill movement would explode online, while in Atlanta, Future was bending trap into melody and Amigos was reshaping flows that would ripple through the decade. And right in the middle of this creation of the new era was a young, trend-setting rapper by the name of Speaker Knockerz, a fully independent artist who wrote, produced, and released his own music directly to the internet. His sound wouldn't be bound to 2013, as it seems to feel just as relevant today, like the NBA stars who game could translate across eras. Speaker Knockerz was a transcendent talent, one who catalog shows could have thrived in any era of hip-hop, even though his life would be tragically cut short in 2014.
Speaker Knockerz, 18, making beats since I was 13. Really, I was making beats because it was like another artist that was famous, like, you know, for like teen age, Soulja Boy. And I was watching him, I was like, hey, how you do that? How you do this? And I saw one of his videos, started getting on the program or whatever, and I started making beats ever since then. I started getting serious until, you know, I got older and I ain't had no money. It was like a struggle, so I had to figure out some way to make it. I was like, hey, why don't I take my talents and make the money? I've just been doing that for like 2 years now, like selling beats and stuff like that.
Yeah. And the boy is fire. I'm talking about, boy, you better cut them checks, bro. For real.
I'm not only a producer, I'm a talented artist also. But I don't really like saying I'm a rapper, you know, I'm just an artist.
For real.
So somebody gotta put on for them.
That's it, man.
Somebody gotta do it.
That's
I'm
it.
sitting here for 7 years looking like, why is all these artists and producers from Atlanta and New York and other states, like, why we can't have nobody at the Columbia? So it's a hard time to turn up.
And so then after that, I called the police. And once I called the police, they said, there's nothing we can do because it's not 24 hours yet. I said, but I know that is something odd because my son, the things that is happening is something that is not like Derek because he's very responsible when it comes to his business. And so I went to sleep and I told his father, we'll just wait for the 24 hours. And so I got up, like I was sleeping, and then something just woke me up, like about maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And I got up and I sat up in my bed and I said, something is not right. So I called the police again. I said, please, you gotta help us. I said, something is not right. And so they said, ma'am, we cannot, you have to wait, we'll at least wait till at least 8 o'clock or something like that when, you know, that division gets in and we'll have somebody to call you. So I got up out of my bed and I just went driving to different areas where I thought he might be. I went to the studio where he played, you know, would make his music and went around there to the ditches behind the buildings, everywhere to see if I saw him. And I just came back and it was nothing. So I came home, went back to sleep, and then when I woke up again, I just put the message out there and asked us, please help to find my son because he's missing and I don't know where he is. And that's when the police got involved and they came and got the report and they did their search. It didn't take them very long.
A talented young brother, man, you know what I'm saying? We gonna miss you, bro. SODMG, we supported you, bro.
In life, flowers are alive. They're meant to be given while hands can still hold them, while eyes can still see them, while the heart can still know they were loved. But in death, flowers take on another meaning. Laid on a headstone, they aren't for the ones beneath it. They're for the living, left to wonder why they waited so long. That's the crude rhythm of legacy, kinda. Sometimes, while alive, the doors might stay closed. The calls go unanswered. The world looks away. But once gone, the same outlets that never had time for the name rush to write it in bold print. The same music ignored in life becomes the soundtrack of a generation. What was denied its moment is celebrated in absence. Because the real truth is this: some people don't get to stand in their own garden. They don't get to smell the flowers they planted, won't get a chance to watch them bloom. But the garden still grows. The flowers still rise. while the name of the person that watered them becomes louder in death than it ever was in life.
Well, the community and the city reacted to it like they were really, like, I guess, saddened by it, I guess. But to be honest, they didn't really receive him or respect his gift until after he passed away. So it's like he put them on the map and he, made a way for South Carolina. And so for him to pass away and then get the respect that he's getting now, I'm grateful for it, but I think that he should have been here to see it. It shouldn't be after.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know this. This is just my honest opinion. Like, he started a trend with the voice thing, with certain type of beats. Like, he don't get the credit that he deserves. If people overlooked it. This is how I feel though.
10 days after his death on March 16, 2014, the city of Columbia came together at Lucky 13 to mourn Derek Speaker Knockerz McAllister. I'm sure the building overflowed with love, but that love would come too late for him to feel himself. Family, friends, and fans weren't just honoring a hometown name. They were remembering an emerging star whose sound was already reshaping hip-hop as we know it today. By his early teens, Speaker Knockerz was already producing his own material, selling beats online, and carving out a lane on melody and raw truth. And songs like Lonely, Rico Story, and Freak Ho, even though they were made more than a decade earlier, they sound like they could have been released last week. The wave that people now call melodic trap, Speaker Knockerz was architecting the blueprint before it even had a name. And through his innovation and the sound that he would leave behind, someone can argue he's probably more alive than ever. His time was short, but his reach was long, immortalized by his music and the influence that he would leave behind on the game. Now, if anybody tuned in was tapped into Speaker Knockerz, y'all please get in the comment box and let these people know what's going on. And while y'all down there, y'all might as well let me know which was Speaker Knockerz' most iconic song. And last one, if Speaker Knockerz was alive today, where do y'all think he would rank amongst the stars of today? Would he be an NBA YoungBoy level star? Do y'all believe he would be mentioned with the Rod Waves and the Little TJ, or is that pushing it? Let me know how y'all feel about it. Y'all make sure y'all hit that red bell and subscribe button right under this video so y'all know when this real trill spill shit is dropping. Y'all get in the comment box below. Y'all let me know what cities we need to go to, what stories we need to tell, what we missed, what we got wrong, all of that. Y'all make sure y'all tapping with me directly on Instagram, Twitter, POP_A_LOT. And until our next play, y'all know how we rocking. Shay's Popalot. Salute the almighty MOBB.